usichague kazi, kazi ni kazi. Mungu atabariki kazi ya mikono yako. Usichague kazi, kazi ni kazi. Mungu atabariki.
And she didn't pay attention, she was going way too fast. Before she knew it, she was spinning on a thin black sheet of glass. She saw both her lives flash before her eyes. She didn't even have time to cry, she was so scared. She threw her hands up in the air. Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my head. I'm glad to have you on today's episode. So if you'll kindly look at the camera and introduce yourself, tell us who you are and the kind of business that you're doing.
Okay. My name is Collins Musumba, the director of Damon Music Academy. It's a music school stroke performing arts school and located at the heart of Nakuru, Section 58 Center. Yes.
So why the name Damon?
Damon, the name came up through the initials of the directors. Yeah. Through our names, that's where we got the name Damon.
So you are several directors?
We are two.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you came up with the name Damon. Okay, so what is music to you?
Music to me is everything. This is something I've been passionate about since a tender age. And somehow I've noticed it's not something that has been appreciated so much in Africa, let alone in Kenya. And it's the reason which informed me to start a place where we can have children, youths, and even adults expressing themselves through music. Yes.
I understand music is wide. There's playing of instruments, there's singing. So what do you majorly base on?
Here at Damon, we do train music practical and music theory, and we do all this based on a British curriculum under a body called ABRSM. Yes.
So this is like a school?
It is not like a school. It is a school. And in Nakuru, the music schools that we have is Damon Music Academy and the others. Yes.
So when did Damon start?
In the year 2016, November, around the 22nd of November. Yes. That's when we started. Yes.
So the major inspiration behind starting Damon was?
My inspiration behind this is, as a child growing up in Nakuru, I was interested in music, but really there were no avenues for me to do so. And again, our parents had not yet accepted that apart from reading, there is also something to do with performing arts and music, And it was my prayer that when I grow up, I'll be able to give children a chance that I didn't have as a child. And that's what made me start the place. Yes.
When we were coming in at your gate, it's written that you enroll up to from an age of 3 years. So how do you get to handle these small kids?
It is very easy to handle kids. Kids are the most beautiful people you can want to deal with. One, for you to be able to teach a child, you need to understand them. Children are different, and you need to treat them the same way. You need to treat them according to who they are. One, the first thing is to understand them. Of course, we don't teach children the same way we teach adults. When a child comes here, we first need to understand at what level of education are they in. What are they accustomed to? For example, you'll find kids probably at the age of 3, they are now in PP1. What they know is numbers. So we'll use what they know to teach them what we would want to incorporate into their minds. We'll use numbers. Instead of telling a person, do, re, mi, we can do 1, 2, 3. It becomes fun for them. Yes.
And maybe do you feel that some of these kids that come here, they just come here not necessarily because they know they want music, but because their parents want to push them towards the music side?
Actually, what we've noticed over time, it is the other way around. Parents have not yet realized that training kids in terms of music, in terms of poetry, in terms of dance, somehow helps in the development of the brain. What actually parents are doing is, it is August holiday, it is April holiday. Where do I take my kids so that yes, so that they can be busy, yeah, which is really not the point. But what I know, the kids between the age of 2 to the age of 12. Whatever is introduced into their brain, that's how much their brain will know it can function. If I'm only introduced to books, I know beyond books there's nothing more I can do. And by the time I'm getting to the age of 15, it's very hard to now start incorporating some of these things. But if you look at kids growing in the advanced countries out there, you'll find somebody is doing baseball, the same person is very good at sciences, the same person can draw, is doing good in art, and they are doing music. Yes, but here it looks, it is more of a luxury for now, but it is a culture we are trying to promote slowly by slowly. And with time, we know we are going to touch the hearts of people through music. Yes.
Since you say this is a school, so what does one require for them to enroll at Damon?
As far as a child is concerned, one, I mentioned that we teach using ABRSM curriculum, which is in grades from grade 1 to grade 8. So if you are very new, it means definitely you're going to start at grade 1. If at all you want to do any other grade, it means you must have done an exam of the previous grade, then that's when you join. But really what you need is passion and the zeal to do music. That's all. Yes.
So I'm sure there are also adults who come here, but they want to sing, but they don't have even the voice to sing. So how do you go about this training? How do you know that I can sing soprano or I can sing whichever other voice?
One, there is no one who has no voice unless they can't speak. Once you can speak, you have a voice. Just like you can speak, I can tell. It is natural for us to expect that a man should speak a deeper voice. Like now, when we're engaging, you can feel I'm speaking down here and you're speaking hi there. Right, you've had the laughter.
So you're suggesting I can sing soprano?
Definitely, you'll sing either soprano or alto. But now, after making you sing, that's when I can tell now your range. But naturally, ladies have a high range and men have a low range. When I say naturally, it means there are those exceptions. There are men who can sing alto. There are men who can go to the extent of singing soprano. You've heard of ladies who sing quite deep. They can even sing tenor. Yes. So after our first encounter with you, the first thing we would want to know if you are going to do vocals at this place is to get to know your vocal range. That's when we can tell you you're going to sing soprano, mezzo-soprano, bass, or tenor, baritone. Yes.
And if maybe, people are different. And if maybe I think I should sing alto, but you're telling me I have to sing soprano because you as a trainer, that is my voice. So how do you get to convince someone that, no, your voice is not soprano, you should sing alto?
By the time somebody sets foot in this place, it means they have put trust in you. Just like when you go to a hospital, you can say probably you're feeling pain around here. But when the doctor tells you it is your head which has a problem and you should take painkillers, you will get to follow that. Yes, so that's what happens here. One, we want you to gain confidence in us. Once you gain confidence in us, it will be much easier to work with you. Yes.
And this being an institution, what are the do and don'ts of this area?
One, our institution is based on Christian principles. So even the pieces that we use to learn here, they are purely and entirely Christian oriented. So there is nothing secular being done here. We do classical music and Christian music. In most cases, you'll find us using hymns and maybe contemporary gospel kind of songs here. So that determines how you dress up coming here. Of course, we don't go to the extremes where we tell you don't put on a trouser, but of course, we want you to be decent. A person who can represent God. Yes.
must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the one, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it, we're saving our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. Send them yeah, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stones to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the one, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it, we're saving our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Well, let us realize that change can only come when we stand together as one. Together as one. Together as one. We are the one. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. We're saving our lives. It's to make a brighter day. Just you and me. We are the one. We are the one. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. We're saving our lives. It's to make a brighter day. Just you and me. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
So I'll really like to learn something here. So how do you get to read these things? I don't even understand what we are saying.
Okay. Before even we get to reading, we need to understand what instrument we are working with right here. The instrument we're dealing with here is what we call a grand piano. There is that piano we are used to in church. That's what we call the electric piano. A grand piano is acoustic. By the word acoustic, we mean that it is self-amplifying. You don't need electricity for it to function. Okay. Now, music is a language. That's why you hear somebody saying this is a love song, because it has a love message in it. This is maybe a patriotic song because it has a message about someone's love to the country. And being a language, just like English is written. So there is a format which we use to write music. There are many formats. There is one called solfa notation. which is really past with time but still used. Then we have the one which is really acceptable internationally, and that's what we call staff notation. Now, when you talk about staff notation, the word staff really is talking about these lines that you've been seeing probably in hymns in the church, the set of 5 lines. That's how we really get to know what to put there. And in music, we borrow the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A up to G. So we use that to represent the different pitches. Probably G would be high, and a letter behind it will be lower than that. Yes. Then ukiangalia hapa, you can see there are things which look like marungu. Yeah, you know, on first impression it can look a bit strange. These are the ones supposed to tell you how long to play a note or how short to play a note. So there are 2 things very important. One, you should know how long or how short to play a note, and that is shown by those marungus. Yes, they have their names. They have different shapes. I hope the camera can be able to zoom up to this place. You can see we have some which looks like this with a shaded head. That indicates 1 count. And then we have some like this with an unshaded head. That indicates 2 counts. Then we have one that looks like this, the oval shape. That indicates 4 counts. So the things you're looking at, one is how long is my note going to last, and it is through the symbols I've shown you. Then how high or how low, that is dependent on where the note is on the staff. You can see this will be definitely higher than this. This will be lower. This will be the same. Yes. So that's how we get to read. Like this song is called Ode to Joy. And it is, of course, for the piano we play both right and the left hand. It's an extract of a hymn written by Beethoven. It was written between the period of 1970, around there, 1770, right?
How long does one take to learn how to play a piano?
How to play, it depends at what grade you'd want to get. But simply basics, like this song, within the first week of your lesson, you should be able to read this piece. Yes.
So once you understand the book, you also understand the piano.
Yes, because we try and balance the theory and practical, because music really is practical. It's not like rocket science. You'll sit in the class and listen the whole day. Yes.
So, and maybe before you play for us the piano, I will ask you, what are the challenges that you face in this business or at Damon Institute? What are the challenges that you face?
The biggest challenge has been that it has not yet become part of our culture as Africans, as people in Nakuru, to appreciate performance arts. We mostly deal with the necessities, and something like music is still being taken as a luxury. You have to be somewhere in life to do music, but really that's not the point. Because somebody like me, a person who has grown up in a slum, actually a slum here in Nakuru, a place called Kaptembo, and because of my seriousness in music, I really got to follow up with it. Yes. So the biggest challenge is people not yet appreciating music and putting it to where it's supposed to be. Yes.
And maybe how do you think the government is not helping our country at the moment to embrace these extracurricular activities, just aside from books?
Personally, I'm not that kind of person who always throws the problem to the government. This is something which should be on an individual basis. Because not all of us, of course, love music. But my point is, at least apart from what you do, there should be something more to it. Pick something. You can do poetry, probably you can do dance, you can do music. It is even something soothing. It is soothing to the soul. It releases the stress, you know. If you're a doctor, I've had students here who are doctors. It does not stop you from being a musician. And it does not necessarily mean that if you do music, you have to be a music teacher. You can do music to just calm yourself down. There is a lot of suicide cases going on. People are in depression, and this is what we need. This is what we need. Yes.
And maybe for the kids, like saizi wako shule, so how do they come in for their lessons?
We have some students who come in the evening just after their classes, and we have others who come during holiday. Most of them come during holiday, and of course we have some coming on weekend. On Sunday afternoon we are normally open.
How long per session?
Our session lasts an hour, but during holiday for the kids we normally have a very vigorous program which has several things apart from music. We have poetry, we have drama, we have performance training going on here. Yes.
And maybe for the students that you train, is there a platform that you give them out there after you've trained them? Maybe there's a place they get to compete, there's a place they get to express their talent out there. How do you ensure that, okay, we've taught you music, but music doesn't stop here?
At the end of every 3 months, we have what we call a recital. A recital is where our students showcase what they have been doing in front of an informed audience comprised of their parents and probably guest artists that we have invited. At the end of the year, we normally have what we call the end year prestigious performing arts concert. Like last time we had one at Hotel STEM. Yes, and we normally merge with many groups with common interest. We have our sister school called Little Ballet Studio. They do ballet. So when we come together, they get to showcase what they are doing. And also, our students normally are showcased on TV, different TV stations like this wonderful VBN TV. Yes, yes.
So maybe you can play for us something, get to hear what Damon does.
parent to a student here in Damon. Her name is Nelly Njoki Njoroge. She's 7 years. She came to Damon when she was only 3 years, and so far so good. She's doing very well, and I really appreciate the good work that has been going on very much. There's much value in music. Emotionally, mentally, it helps, and also the upbringing of the children, it brings them up so well.
She was driving last Friday on her way to Cincinnati on a snow-white Christmas Eve. Going home to see her mama and her daddy with a baby in the backseat. 50 miles to go and she was running low on faith and gasoline. It had been a long, hard year. She had a lot on her mind and she didn't pay attention. She was going way too fast. Before she knew it, she was painting on a thin black sheet of glass. She saw both her lives flash before her eyes. She didn't even have time to cry. She was so scared. She threw her hands up in the air. Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hands, 'cause I can do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance. Save me from this road I'm on. Jesus, take the wheel.
Hi Yvonne, you have such a wonderful voice. How long did it take you to know that you can sing?
Okay, I won't lie, before I used to be a rapper. But I guess in high school is when I knew that I could sing because I was given the chance to be the choir mistress. So now there's no rapping, just singing. Yeah.
For how long have you been at Damon?
I think 3 months now. Yeah.
What will you say this institution has helped you achieve?
First, there's a spiritual atmosphere around here. So being here has given me a lot of peace as a Christian, and yeah, I feel like being here has helped my youth, because this is the stage where we get lost. But being here has helped me to get composed and stick around God. Yeah.
Camera and invite somebody to Damon.
I will invite everyone, because there's room for everyone around here, as long as you have the will and urge.
How long did it take you to learn the guitar?
Okay, I have 3 years experience in guitar, and it's very fun. It's a good instrument to learn, and it's very easy.
So how do I know? It has too many strings, as I can see. Okay, how do I know this is bass, this is how it goes? How do I move from this tune to the other?
Okay, first of all, the guitar has 6 strings. We name them from the bottom to the top, where number 1 string from the bottom it produces a high note, high pitch compared to the one on the upper part.
Is that the reason why it is thinner than this one?
Yeah, this is why it's thinner than this one. So each string is tuned at its specific pitch. So when you're playing, you need to attack those notes that make up the chords in music. Yeah.
So how do you know to combine those chords?
Yes, I've combined them. It's very good. Like for instance, if you find I can play something like C here, I'm using 3 fingers. Then I'll play something like G, the same 3 fingers. I'll play something like D, 3 fingers. So we normally have these types of chords that are used in music. It's a 3 note. We're playing 3 notes at the same time. A chord is playing 2 or more notes at the same time to make that music, that melody come.
What has this institution help you achieve in your music career, or for the love that you have for music?
Oh, this institution has helped me a lot, especially in theory and practicals, because I get to interact with other people who are playing different instruments, and it has really helped me to grow well in music. Yeah.
This is a recorder. Yeah.
So how does it work? Is it just like the piano, you have to follow some letters, or how different is it?
Okay, the recorder is just like the piano. It's only that it has 8 holes which you have to close like you are pressing on the piano. So for example, like we have C, you have to close all the holes, then you can just blow this. It's only like the piano, it's only that it has some, you can call it science, which is a kind of like perforated holes which sounds almost just like the piano. Yeah.
At Damon, how long does it take you to play this?
Okay, I've recently enrolled on it. So professionally, I'm a public health officer, but I have an interest in music. So I truly and fully believe that in the next 3 months, I'll be able to play it well, different kinds of songs.
So ukusukuma kuja kufanya music?
No, I wasn't first. Yeah.
So for how long have you been here?
I've been here for 2 months. Yeah.
So for those 2 months, what can you say you've learned?
I've learned quite a lot of things. I've learned the music notes. I've learned how to play the piano, the guitar, and also the vocals. Okay. Yeah.
So you can sing?
Yeah.
So what's your voice?
I sing alto. Yeah.
So maybe, do you also have theory exams here, or you just learn practicals?
We have theory exams every Monday. Yeah.
So how are the music exams? How do they look like? Ni kama hizi makaratasi uko nazo hapa?
Theory, we study these notes. So the exams, they are testing us on how we read the notes, and yeah.
So how can you say Damon has helped you?
It has helped me to achieve what I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano, to play the guitar, and to sing. And through Damon, I've been able to learn all those things. Yeah.
So for one to play a guitar, what do I need to know?
For one to play a guitar, you need to know, you first have to learn the theory part of it so that you can be able to apply it on the guitar. Yeah. So far, in church, I'm able to play the hymns as they are singing. Yeah, and also singing in church, leading the praise and worship. Yeah.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of a brighter day. So let's start giving.
We have come to the end of our today's episode. See you tomorrow on a different episode on Chapa Kazi Mtaani. I have been your host, Beverly Notari.